In one of my recent videos, I was showing you this very interesting jig from Enjoywood that you can pick up on Banggood. In theory, this jig allows you to cut finger joints on your router table quickly and efficiently. However, as I started to test this jig, well, it came to light that there is a bit of a flaw with this design and it's not delivering the best performance. Now, I do have a full video about this jig, link down below in the comment section, and if you're watching this on the TV, there should be a QR code to that video so you can scan it with your phone. However, the question for today: can this jig and other jigs that you can find on Banggood or the Chinese online store, do they actually improve over time? And today we do have a perfect example of that. About 2 years ago, I was testing this drill guide. It's very useful in situations where you don't have a pillar drill and you still want to create nice and straight holes basically, or maybe your materials are too large to take it to a pillar drill if you do have one. It does give you a greater stability when drilling holes. The first version is quite simple. It does have a rather small opening here, so you are limited to the size of bits you want to use. For example, if you wanted to use 4 snippets, and the base itself also, it's not too big. For basic drilling with a positive stop as well on the bar, well, it should do the job. To install the bit in the chuck, well, unfortunately you're gonna need a key, so it's not a keyless chuck. That means you need to keep a track of that at all times. When you install the drill on the version 1 of the jig, well, as you can see, that one spring is just not strong enough to keep our drill in stable position. It will go down on itself. Plus, because the plate is so small, well, depending on how much weight you've got at the end of your drill, it's quite easy to move it around and it's going to be leaning on you, so you really have to pay attention to the base and keep it locked in position. Because the base plate is quite small, well, it's very hard to keep it steady with your hands, so you would have to use some sort of a clamp to keep it in place. Otherwise, you're gonna get results like I just had over here. Not really that perfect. That's why a year later I was testing another version of the same jig, and I have to say it got really improved. Now, if you want to check out detailed videos on both of these jigs, well, I've got you covered. Both of the links will be down below in the description of this video, and again, QR codes should appear just over here so you can scan it with your phone and watch those videos later. But let me show you the upgraded second version. In this case, we can see the difference in version 2 at a first glance. The base is much larger, the opening is much larger, so you can, for example, use 4 snippets. You do have 2 handles, so it's far easier to keep this jig stable and in place. You do have 2 springs that will make sure a smooth motion going down and going up. You also do have the positive stop that you can set up at a certain level, so the drilling process will not go too deep as you need. Now, you also had that option in the first version, but what you didn't have was the ability to tilt the jig to a certain angle, and it does have positive stops as well, so you know exactly and precisely at what angle you are currently at. In version 2, unfortunately, you're still gonna need a key to lock the chuck in place. Thanks to the larger base of the jig, and actually the weight of it as well is a little bit higher, well, it handles our drill a little bit better. There's definitely less worry that it will tilt over, even if you're gonna load up a larger battery like this 5 amp battery. It's still nice and stable. Okay, so that's definitely a big improvement there. And thanks to the handles, it's a lot easier to make sure the whole jig, as you are drilling your holes, stays in place. I think the version 2 is definitely a huge improvement over version 1, and it really does offer a lot more stability and usability as well. However, it doesn't mean it's absolutely perfect. Can you drill straight holes with it? Sure. Will they be absolutely ultra precise? No, it still does have a bit of play in the whole system. So if you really need ultra precise holes, well, this jig is not for you. However, in most cases, it will do a good enough job. So now let's check out version 3 to see if this is the ultimate drill guide jig. And that's all what you do get in this package. You do have the main drill guide, you do have some bits and pieces, the manual as I said, and some accessories and the handles which we're going to install right now. First of all, 2 plastic washers, they need to go just like so, and then the handles, you just screw them on. And at first glance it may look very similar to version 2, however what they did here is totally different. Now the size as well, the version 3 is even bigger than version 2. So what are we talking about here? The size of the base is now 17.5 centimeters by 14 centimeters. In comparison to version 2, we do have a squared up base, 14 centimeters by 14 centimeters. On top of it, the third version is taller than version 2. Now we've got 31.5 centimeters versus 28.5. And of course that gives you the ability to install longer bits. When you actually stretch this out, the maximum length of a drill bit is probably going to be about 16 centimeters. Springs themselves, they are much larger, they're much thicker material than on version 2, and again you've got both of them, so they will be handling the weight of your drill a little bit better. As on the version 2 of the jig, you do have the ability to actually tilt this jig, okay, and you do have some positive stops along the way, so that is very convenient. On top of it, you do have a scale right over here on both sides of the jig. And what I actually like about this setup, you do have 2 screws that are holding the indicator, so if it's out of whack just a little bit, you can amend it, making sure it's showing the exact degree that it's supposed to. And yes, unfortunately in this case the chuck itself, it's not keyless, you're going to need a key to lock it, and it will take bits from 1.5 millimeters to 13 millimeters. Now one thing that I'm not a fan of are the indicators inside of the base, okay? So you can draw lines on your project to pinpoint the location. Usually indicators like this, well, it's some sort of an arrow. However, in this case, as you can see, it's an inside rounded indicator. That's why I actually prefer the solution in version 2 with those sharp points. I think it's a little bit easier to read and more accurate. On top of it, in version 2, you do have a huge opening here. We've got just under 10 centimeters long, 8.5 centimeters wide. In third version, well, there's a bit of a different type story. You are limited by this aluminium piece just over here. So in theory, the opening is 9.5 centimeters long and 8 centimeters wide. However, when you get down to business, that bar there will actually limit you quite a lot in what size of bit you can use. That's one thing to remember. But on the flip side, well, tell you what, this actually gives you far better stability in operation. However, the best upgrade that the version 3 has is an absolute deal breaker when it comes to accuracy and stability. On version 2, you've got these brass sleeves that are guiding the whole motion on the steel rods. And because of that, well, they cannot be too tight. That's why you are getting a bit of movement here. Probably, in my case at least, about 1 millimeter, maybe 1.5, depending how much I stress it. But it's definitely not perfect. In the third version, tell you what, this solution is rock solid. Instead of the sleeves, they have used linear bearings, okay, just inside. Hopefully you can see them. And on top of it, on the chuck itself, you do have a bearing inside as well. So this is definitely the best way to go for a guide drill of this type. very, very important improvement. However, there is something that I really do like on version 2. I had some projects in the past where I needed to drill some holes in my dowels. And look at that, this is version 2 and it does have these supports for dowels. So you can drill your holes in your dowels with precision and ease, okay? Nothing's gonna be spinning on you and the holes will be dead on center. Absolutely fantastic addition. I really did enjoy that. Whereas on version 3, well, they are right at the back. You need to unscrew those red blocks and now you can position them like so. Now, having those at the bottom, well, it makes it a little bit awkward to use it and a little bit unstable. So if I got my dowel and I want to drill a hole in it, it goes on top like this. Tell you what, I do like, we do have that ability, but I don't think that was really well thought through in this case. So I really do prefer this option on version 2 for sure. Way better solution there. However, the most important question is, are jigs of this type able to replace a decent pillar drill or drill press? Well, I don't think these will, okay? They do lack the accuracy and stability that a pillar drill, for example, like this Titan, does offer. However, it's a huge machine. It does take a lot of space. And of course, you cannot take this to, for example, a tabletop where you need to drill a hole. In those cases, these will be fine. I think the version 3 actually does offer the stability that you need for very accurate drills. However, I would strongly suggest that you clamp this jig down. You're not going to be able to hold it in place and drill at the same time and hope for a perfectly straight hole. No, you're gonna need to clamp this down to achieve that, but you will get that. As the new system that they use to actually guide the chuck itself, this is the way to go and it will give you accurate results. So if you don't have space in your workshop and you still do want to get some accuracy and some features that a pillar drill offers, well, this could be a very good solution. But hey, let's do some test runs. Let's see how it performs, handheld or clamped down. Let's see the feel of it, if everything is nice and smooth, or maybe it does have some hidden issues that I've not noticed so far. And thanks to the large footprint of the base, tell you what, that is not going absolutely anywhere. It's not going to be leaning to any of the sides. So from that perspective, it's definitely great. So let's drill some holes. And of course you've got the stop depth just over here, so let's set that up, let's say at this depth. And it's doing the job absolutely fine. It's not sliding down under pressure or anything, so yeah, that works absolutely great. But hey, let's test out something a bit more substantial. This is a 40mm Forstner bit. And in this case, I'm going to utilize the size of the foot itself. Meaning, well, I'm just going to clamp this down to my workbench for greater stability. And as you can see, no issues at all, no movement of the jig or anything. Very nice and stable. And as we all know, we're trying to use a Forstner bit of that size freehand. Well, it's a risky business. In this case, we are getting absolutely perfect results. How about drilling under an angle? Let's set this up to, let's say, 30 degrees. With that big Forstner bit, 40mm, right, and with everything set up, clamp at the back, but also at the front so nothing moves on us. Let's give this a go. Now, as you've seen, there's so many forces playing on this jig and it managed to do the job with no issues at all. It wasn't wobbling, it wasn't doing any strange things. It just did what it's supposed to do. And check that out. 40mm force snippet. Now in this set you also do get 2 pairs of the guide system, and you can install that on any side of the jig itself. So basically you just drive in 2 rods, and then you do have this stop block, and with the combination of the holes you can actually place it in different ways depending on your particular needs. And now thanks to that you're going to be able to position your jig accurately every single time. And there you have it, that's version 3, improved version of the drill guide. And I have to say, it's very good improvement, especially when it comes to the accuracy, okay? The guided bearings, the thicker rods, the stronger springs definitely add up to the accuracy of the whole jig, and that's what it's all about, accuracy and stability when you are trying to drill your holes. Saying that, is it perfect? No, as I did show you the marks on the base, I think they are, well, not the best solution. I actually did prefer it in version 2. And the second thing was, well, again, in version 2, I did prefer the setup for dowels, okay? If you've had some round stock and if you wanted to add some holes, it was really easy to do that on version 2. Whereas on version 3, you do have that ability, but it's a little bit more awkward. I think the version 3 is a definitely good and solid upgrade, especially when it comes to the stability and accuracy. There is absolutely no movement in that head whatsoever. On top of it, you do have the ability to adjust the jig. So if it's not straight accurate at 90 degrees, for example, out of the box, you can make it be, okay? Shifting the indicators, shifting those screws slightly, and it will be bob on. Whereas with the other jigs, well, you didn't have that ability. If it was wrong out of the factory, well, tough luck. It's not gonna give you good results. In this case, you can do the amendments. And that's what I do like about tools from Enjoywood or any other makes that you can actually pick up on Banggood, as usually they don't stay in place. If they see a way to improve their tools, they will do that. That's why I'm really hopeful that they're gonna improve the jig for the finger joints, as I think overall, well, the quality of the jig is great and the idea is also fantastic. It just needs a little bit more work, and hopefully we're gonna see a version 2 that solves the issues. And that's why I always watch review videos of any tools I want to buy to see how it handles if there are any issues. And that's why I recommend my videos to you guys. If there's anything wrong with the product, I will tell you. And that's what I call an educated purchase. I do try to show you all the features that the tool has. If there are any fantastic features, if there are any features that are lacking, or maybe the tool does have some problems. Now, I do hope you enjoyed today's video. It brought you some information. If you enjoyed it, drop me that like button down below and consider subscribing if you are new to my channel for more review videos of tools that you may be interested in the future. However, now I just wanted to say a massive thank you to my Patreons that do support my channel and help me deliver those videos to you. Apart from that, check out these 2 cool playlists, plenty of fantastic videos waiting for you there. For today, that's all. Take care.